here with Devo. Now, back in the day, you guys said that you thought by now you'd be mutants. Are you?
I think so. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Was it an environmental disease like you predicted?
Exactly.
What are the symptoms?
Greed,
Greed.
capitalism, stupidity.
Malcontent.
Have you guys ever smoked a vape?
Yes.
A weed vape?
Yes.
Nicotine vape?
No, I don't like that.
I've never vaped.
No, I'm a singer and it upsets my lungs.
So I just found out today you guys did the Rugrats music.
Yeah, he did the most.
How did that come to be?
Gabor Chupa, who created the show with his wife at the time, Arlene Klosky. Gabor was a big fan of eccentric music, and he found an album I put out on a label called Tokyo Radical Artists back in the 80s called Music for Insomniacs. And he wanted to use a song off of that album for the theme song. And I said, well, we've been writing music for kid shows. Why don't you let us write a new music? And he goes, oh, okay.
Do you guys like what music do you like now? Do you still find new music to be inspired by, like music that's coming out now?
A lot of times I'll hear music and I don't know who's doing it. You know, it's hard to find out who's doing it because of the way it's disseminated. So I rely on my wife, who's younger than me and more of an avid fan of collecting music. She'll tell me who it is. And she got me really into King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard.
Yeah, awesome.
How about you guys?
I haven't heard any new music recently.
No.
Well, you know, it's like with the internet, it's like, I agree with Jerry. It's like you can hear all sorts of things, and unless you make it a point to go find out the name of it, there's so much music out there now, and it's so wide and it's so diversified. I love that.
And I hear good things. I hear really interesting things, but none of them are radio hits.
Right.
You know, the stuff on the radio that gets pushed is the least interesting music to me.
Yeah, I mean, radio is kind of antiquated at this point. You know, it's like
TikTok's like our radio now.
Yeah, you know,
you hear
it's-
10 seconds of a song.
so it's like you don't get music presented to you in the same way as you used to. And, you know, it is like stuff like TikTok or Bob or me, we're overhearing our daughters play music and we kind of go, what's that, you know?
I feel like our generation feels similar about older music, where they might like older music, but they have no idea who makes it because they don't get to like that band or whatever. People aren't like posting on social media and aren't like front facing. And so they're like, oh, I like the Eagles, but I don't interact with them.
My opinion is that kids are more knowledgeable about music and including music history, because you know, if somebody, like if they were a Nirvana fan and they said, well, who was Nirvana into? They can just look it up instantly. And for us, it was a lot more work to find stuff.
Do you feel that you have a swath of new younger fans because of where your music has shown up? Like in Stranger Things, you know, they prominently featured Whip It. Did like younger people come and find your music? Do you feel like there are more young people at the shows and stuff now?
Oh yeah, definitely that's happening.
Does that excite you in a way?
You know, ridiculousness. You know, they hear Uncontrollable Urge 100 times a day, you know?
It just proves that there's something about what we did that withstood the test of time.
Yeah.
So they're like, I've joked that we're like the new wave Grateful Dead because we had 3 generations of audience out there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to look out and see that.
So we live in Detroit now, the home to techno music. Early on, you guys were even kind of described as a techno band, which is funny now looking back on it. Do you have a relationship with electronic music or techno music at all? Like, are you inspired by it?
You mean currently?
Yeah, currently.
People sample us all the time. Yeah. I meet people that are interesting and that are doing things that you go, oh, yeah, we could have done that.
It's funny to me that people couldn't wrap their minds around your sound at first, and we're like, that's that new techno.
Yeah, we were polarizing, believe it or not. We were very polarizing. People hated us, hated what we sounded like. And they did consider us techno nerds just because Mark was using, you know, the Mini Moog and the ARP Odyssey. Yeah. And we were doing a lot of effects through pedals and stuff that other people weren't doing.
We were going beyond that stuff. We were using ring modulators and things that really deconstructed the sound.
Yeah.
You guys you started the red hat thing. What is the
MAGA red hat.
Right. This is what I was going to ask. Did you ever think about like changing the color, you know?
We did
Pabst
change
red
the
hat.
color in 2010. We hired an ad agency and they ran a study. They did a field test and we changed it to blue.
Really? Yeah. What did the test show? Just like that it was a better color for that shape, or?
Yeah, they picked blue because they said if you weren't going to use red, which of these colors should the hat be, and they picked kind of a royal blue.
Right.
Unfortunately, they were pretty much full of shit, and the blue didn't last very long because we sold about 10 records at the same time.
Is ever like you're looking out, it's just a crowd full of people in red hats, and you're like, at least there are red hats, you know?
There's more than one way to make America great again, by the way.
Yes, that's true.
And we presented people with the alternative.
Yes. So our audience is primarily younger. Do you guys have a message for young people today?
Yeah, I mean, the first 50 years of Devo, we were just telling people, humans, you're the unnatural species on the planet. You're endangering planet Earth. But now it's like, we think young people have to take over their Devo. They are the new Devo, and they have to mutate, not stagnate.
We have high hopes for the young people, actually, because they're very smart, and they're growing up in such screwed times.
Yeah.
They're getting really the short end of the stick.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys very
thank
much
you
for taking
guys
the
so
time.
much.
Very excited to watch the show.
All right, you'll have to let us know. You can grade it for us. You can tell us what grade
I will. I'll give you a rating.